Salmon.
A lot of this is standard sushi. Pinkies or tuna. I have no earthly idea what that is. This is fish eggs, salmon roe. No idea what that is. Shinchu. Fish's egg is the only thing cooked on this entire plate, except the rice. And probably tuna in there. Shrimp. Maybe mackerel. I don't know. This is breakfast. Now, I'm not sure what this is a shrimp, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with him. At least I'm having eggs for breakfast. You know, sometimes it's good to not know what something is. This is probably salmon roe, caviar, basically. I love this. That's outside the window. That looks like either smoked mackerel or smoked eel. And that is really good.
Alright, thank you for waiting.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato. Already seasoned with salt. Add my lemon juice.
Okay, thank you. We had so much sushi, but I had to have a king crab leg too. This, man, I could come here every day. I'll try just about anything. But let me tell you about one thing I had to try, even though I never would have in 100,000 years, had I known in advance. So years ago, I was in a restaurant in Sendai, and it was with Tad's family. And at the end, it was my last night in Japan, my first trip. So we went out for sushi, and at the end, the waitress in a kimono came out with a covered dish, and she set it down in front of me. And it became clear from the way everybody was looking at me that this was an honor that I was receiving. I was getting this wonderful experience that none of the others were sharing. Should have known then. So she lifts off the cover, and there was something out of it. It was a small squid-like creature And I recall it being sort of pale gray with these purple veins covering its bulbous head and its eyes. So when I looked at it, I thought, well, oh my God, what am I going to do? Everybody's like, yeah. So I thought, oh, I can't bite into it. The thought, what if it just like bursts open? So I didn't know what to do. I thought, well, I know what I'll do. I'll just put it in my mouth and I'll swallow it whole so I don't have to think about it. So I picked it up with the chopsticks and this thing was hanging over the chopsticks. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I just popped it in my mouth and involuntarily my throat closed. I couldn't swallow. So now I've got this thing in my mouth. Maybe swimming around, that's what it felt like. And so I finally forced it down and everyone at the table goes, wow, we would never do that. I think it was called the Luminous Cuttlefish. I tried to find one at the Tsukiji market, but I couldn't locate it because maybe it's just too much even for the Japanese. Oh. Here's an addendum to that story. Last night I was using Google Translator with Ted's nephew Yasuhiko, and he asked me, is there anything you don't like to eat? And I said, no, there's nothing. And he said, using the translator, yes, there is. You don't like squid sashimi. He's talking about that very incident 30-something years ago. He's in his 40s now. He was 15, and he still remembers that night and my reaction. So yes, there's one thing I don't like, squid sashimi, which if you know sashimi means raw.